Why are women leaving the workforce? Now, another stream by Brad Cooper, with another redoing the intro. Why are women leaving the workforce? Yet another Brad Cooper stream that I start today, and it includes this video. I wasn't able to upload the last Brad Cooper stream because I kind of screwed up the video materials. But in any case, this should be an interesting topic because really, you could have witnessed a lot of stats nowadays that actually talk about this. So yeah, let's just glow in directly to the subject.
Brett Cooper. Now, working
Hi, Brett.
is a normal part of life.
True.
I think most of us are used to it. Sometimes we have a little less fun than usual.
I couldn't think of a more horrible job if I wanted to.
I mean, even when they say that you should find a work that brings you fun, you still sometimes struggle when you have fun, right?
The grind gets us down, but in my opinion, working, being productive, that is a fulfilling part of life, especially
Yeah.
if you love what you do, especially
There's no fun without struggle, and there's no struggle without fun. Otherwise, those 2 points, they have no sense. Only with the existence of one another.
if you are working to provide for your family, that is fulfilling in itself. So a lot of people find joy in their work, even
Exactly.
if some of the day-to-day grind.
Motivation, that's what leads you to get up every day and do some work, no matter what work it is. It doesn't necessarily mean a job. It can be like intellectual work, physical work, any types of work, to be fair.
Is not as fun, but that's just very normal. But now I'm seeing this new trend on social media where girls are fed up with the fact that they have to work. They don't want to be girl bosses anymore. They are asking to rewind the clock and go back to the times that they had to stay in the home and not actually go to work,
How
which is
so?
incredibly ironic considering that feminism runs
Yeah.
rampant in our world. And
This
we're
is
told
one of the key points of feminism. Give women possibilities to work as well.
that all women just want to be girl bosses and that is what is going to make us very, very happy and fulfilled. Newsflash, maybe it does not. We're going to talk about that today. Before we do, though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel.
This
if
is
you've not
about my
already,
channel. She's
ring
talking
that
about
notification bell so that you never
zynoVII7.
miss a comment section or off the clock episode.
Or my
Alrighty,
stream.
so the video that sparked this entire episode and a lot of these conversations
go.
online is this TikTok from a couple months ago, and it now has like over.
And you criticize me sometimes that I react to all the videos. This video is 2 days ago, so she probably did like this stream a couple, she found a video from a couple months ago. So don't judge me on this.
6 million views. Let's watch this.
Whoever fought
No, don't cry.
for women to get jobs.
What? Why are you so smiling? There's a girl crying, Brad. That's not fun. It's never fun to watch someone cry.
Why? Why did we do that? I am so tired. I wanna just put.
Unless she's acting. Like, imagine how did she film this TikTok? Like, I think she was crying from the very beginning, so maybe she was like putting it through tears, but yeah, I don't like watching people cry. It makes me sad, not happy. Why? People should be fun. Put a smile on that face. Come on.
My feet up. Like I am. Oh my god.
6 million views, and the comments did not disappoint. Somebody said, for real, why did they do that? I would have been completely chill running a household, cooking, going shopping, cleaning, stress-free, like, ugh, I hate working.
I don't like my job.
Oh no, whoever discredits the job of a housewife, shame on you guys. This is one of the hardest jobs ever. Respect to everyone who goes through it.
And I don't think I'm gonna go anymore.
Another person said, we're meant for home and to look pretty. I thought we hated the 1950s. I thought that's
No, people actually loved it. Because what people actually hate are problems. So they look at the good stuff, and whenever harsh reality hits them straight in the face, yeah, that's when they collapse, and that's when they dream of the good old days. It's in every generation and in every movement. We're gonna see it super, super close. Like, that's why a lot of different movements don't stand longer than for 30, 40 years. Or they kind of switch. You know? So they evolve into another version of themselves. Any movement you can take.
what feminism taught us. That we are supposed to hate flitting around the house in a little, tightly waisted dress and, cooking dinner for our husbands. I thought that was a terrible, terrible thing, but we want that now? Shocking how it all came full circle. Somebody else said, we fought to do something other than cleaning the house, but tell me why I'm still doing it? Good point.
Because I think there's this Ukrainian blogger called Ikotika, and he said it very well about a lot of women rights that earlier in our, like in 1950s or stuff like this, a woman had to clean the house, cook, take care of the children, raise them, and that was all she could do. Now a woman finally can get a job, work at home, clean the house, cook, and still raise the kids. They fought for it and they got it. Because you can still defeat the nature. There's still some people that are better in the kitchen and some people that are better like somewhere outside. Some people that are better with the kids and some people that are better, I don't know, for example, taking care of the grass. Like, I'm not saying there are no exceptions, and I'm not saying that a woman's place is at the kitchen, but believe me, although men are considered the best chefs in the world, there's nothing better than a mom's cooking or grandma's cooking. And I'm telling you, I don't know, maybe one day I'll get a wife and I'll say the same about her, but for now I can guarantee you a mom and a grandmom, that their cooking never gets beaten. And I mean never.
Person said, should have fought a little less hard. And then there were a lot of people who were saying, like, we wanted the opportunity to do it, but I didn't want to be forced to do it. That's the government's fault.
Yeah, this is like your own fault. You want the opportunity, well, now you get quotas for women. Interesting, yeah?
Huge taxes, making it impossible for people to live off of a single income. Blame them. Now, like I said, 6 million views. There were articles written up about this TikTok, like working woman cries and asks why we fought so hard for women to get jobs in the first place. I am so tired. I relate right now, girl. It's been a long week. Now, this even made its way to the men's rights subreddit, which is just always a trip and so interesting. But this person says, imagine having someone voluntarily work 60-hour work weeks for you.
What's 60 hours? It's like if you take it a 5-day shipment, it's 12 hours per day. If you take it 6 days, it's 10. So yeah, it's a lot.
Providing for your every need and want, while the only expectation is that you cook, clean, and care for the children. And considering that slavery and oppression, even just reading that paragraph is just shocking to me. Because how have we been conditioned to believe that being taken care of and paying for your home and playing with adorable, cute little children that you birthed, that you created, is slavery? How did they reprogram us to believe that? Anyway,
Oh, that was a long way. I think 30 or 40 years. Empowerment and stuff like this. And with the evolution of the internet, Instagram and other social media, it turned out to get way out of control. That's why the Red Pill movement got so popular nowadays. Because this kind of feminism movement, let's call it like this because it associates with it, yeah, it got way too far and out of control, I should say.
This guy goes on. Even more, these same women refuse to date a man who would willingly stay home and do the same. So they don't even want role reversal. They want to be just as miserable as men are, and they'll call it equality. Congratulations and welcome to the consequences of your choices.
Mark Manson had one of the best quotes. I don't remember it quote unquote, but equality is not about the same successes. Equality is about struggling the same. This is what equality means. I think something like this, and he said it about feminism, which is so true.
You've played yourself. That line is so good in there. They just want to be as miserable as men are. I think the better line would just be they want to be as miserable as possible, because that gives them fodder. That gives them ammunition to be as angry and rabbity, feministy as possible. That's what they really want.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Then that gives them a new platform and a new angle to be pissed about stuff like the patriarchy did this to me. I'm so angry because of you. No, it's actually because of you. Somebody else said, who gives a f? Men have been doing the grind since forever. The feminists wanted equality. Then they can have the responsibility that goes along with it. Suck it up. Exactly. Another person said,
that's what equality is.
The socioeconomic system, and not that women want to work. Salaries are horrible and everything is more expensive. Being most of the day tired is not the way to live. Very, very true. The economy is absolutely dog shit right now, for lack of a better word. People are really, really struggling. You know, very few people are able to live off of a single income family. And if you do, you are making huge sacrifices for your partner and for your children, which is incredible. And that is something to be admired. But it is very, very hard to do that. It is nearly impossible in Joe Biden's economy.
Oh, man.
Somebody else said, the two-parent working household told this all up so much to the point that we are now financially worse off and more unhappy than ever before. Yes. Now, I thought this particular comment was interesting. This guy said, I hate it when women are like, oh my God, I have to work and then come home.
No, you're reading this wrong. I hate it when women are like, oh my God, I have to work and then come home to do housework. Come on, Brad, put some accent on it. You're a former actress.
And do housework? If you're living on your own, no shit. Everyone has to do housework if they live alone. If you're living with people, have them do some, or imagine they probably are. If you are in a relationship with a man and he refuses to do any housework and he isn't a millionaire or making six figures or something, then either break up or get him to...
I so hate like when people bring up the six figures. It's not that, I think sometimes it's because of jealousy, but sometimes it just sounds super weird when people, people talk too much sometimes about six figures.
To start doing his fair share. Women are not the only ones doing work. Men for all...
Like, why do you need, to count it? I mean, he isn't... You could just say in making enough money. Like, no one here is gonna be freaking Elon Musk family type. So... Plus, six figures a month, six figures a year... I just don't like the terminology. Maybe because of how often people use it now. And it sounds often super cringy. But I don't know. Maybe it's just my interpretation of it.
Of history, work, and then came home to do housework. It has changed a lot, but it is the truth. This is the truth. Because taking care of the home and feeding yourself is literally part of staying alive. It is just part of living as a functioning human in society. Taking care of yourself, it's the bare minimum. But I see all these wives on TikTok who get on their high horse and say, oh my God, I can't believe I have to work and then...
Oh my God! It's the accent. Or oh my God! Like this. Brett, you're a woman. You have to know how women say oh my God. Better than I should.
Come home and do other work. You're still a human being. Having a job does not make you exempt from taking care of your life outside of your job. That's just real life. You can like it or you...
Children, they kind of also need a mother there in the house sometimes. Yeah, just for it. But that's why a lot of women now maybe also don't want to have children. They don't want to come in the house and see a little kid running to them. The mother's exhausted and then she still has to pull off a smile because, why should it give the kid a bad energy? It's often complicated.
You can hate it, but that's just part of life, and that's not your husband's fault, ever.
Yeah.
Ever. The patriarchy did not do that to you. Actually, women did that to you. Feminists did that to you. So maybe you should, re-angle your anger. I saw these comments all over that girl's...
The problem with all these movements is that people believe that if they succeed, they will never struggle. And it was never about the fact that you will not struggle, but it was about the fact, what would you rather struggle for? This is a key thing that a lot of people don't understand, and I simply don't know why. I mean, life has been too good for them to not get it. It will always be about struggle, but you pick what you want to struggle, as a guy who goes to the gym struggles the same as a guy who is fat and doesn't go to the gym. But he struggles because he wants to get in a better shape. That guy struggles because he's fat and nobody likes it and he probably doesn't like it. They both struggle. It's just that the other guy, he doesn't want to stay with this struggle. He would rather struggle for that. And the other guy doesn't want to struggle to go stand up and go to the gym. Both of them are struggling. But it's the question of which one would you rather struggle? And the same thing with women in the workforce. Yeah, they can probably finance themselves. They have enough money to pay for themselves. But at the end of the day, they're going to feel tired, exhausted, and they have to pick. Which one would they rather? They would rather stay at home and probably never feel how it's like to, have your own earned money and stuff like this, but at least they won't feel that exhausted about it after the job. Or they go to the job and have their sacrifices there. It's always about the sacrifice.
TikTok that kind of connected with that guy's Reddit post, and he said, no, because we went from cooking and cleaning to cooking and cleaning and working. Another person
yes,
said,
that's
not
true.
For real, we're expected to cook and clean too? Why? Somebody else said, literally, now we're working and still cleaning and cooking. That's double the work we used to do. Then why are you angry at the patriarchy?
Yes.
They did not do this to you. Like, seriously, this girl...
They're angry because the patriarchy is still pushing the woman to cook the clean, which should not be the case if she is working. Not trying to mock anyone here. Maybe someone saw themselves in it, but let's be honest, this is what goes in the mind of people who write these comments.
Girl in the TikTok got it right, because it's not the men's fault. It's Susan B. Anthony. Like, it is the feminist movement that lied to women and told them that this would be fulfilling. That taking on this additional labor outside of what we are designed to do would actually be good for us, because they were bitter and angry. Now we've come full circle and we've realized that it's not actually good for us. Now, again, cooking and cleaning and working, that is just a part of being a normal, functioning human being. And again, men did not do that to you. That is the point. Now, if you get married and you both work, hopefully you can also balance your household chores, but there will be weeks when your husband is doing more for you. There will be weeks that you are doing more for him. Doing the laundry once a week for your husband, folding his socks, that's not oppression. That's
teamwork. You're in a relationship. Relationships are like business. At the end of the day, you get together and you try to succeed in a goal to create a happy family. And you do it by talking, communicating, separating, splitting chores, for example.
Being a good partner. Having an extra hour of work every couple of weeks is not oppression. That is caring for somebody that you love. That is not a bad thing. And I guarantee it's more balanced than you think, because
relationships, it's work as well. Nothing in this world is given. Only thing what is given is probably your body, and not even that. Like, imagine health. Health is not given as well. At the end of the day, you grow older, and it just gets weaker and weaker. So even that is not given forever. I don't know why people complain about this so much.
I guarantee these women on TikTok who are so upset about it, when their husbands walk in the door from work, they're gonna go, would you mow the lawn? Could you take the trash out? I don't want to do that. Your husbands are still working outside of work. And if you really are with a deadbeat and you are carrying all the work, like that Redditor said, you probably should address that. But, find somebody who is able to support both of you if you do not want to work, or be with somebody who is willing to balance, to share the load with you, because you're going to be working at home regardless. Anyway, I digress. So these women have now girl bossed way too close to the sun. They are so tired. They don't want to do it anymore. They want to go home and take a nap in their new Buffy bedding, which is my new favorite.
Okay, I skipped the ad. Damn, naps are so good. I haven't had a nap in a long time.
Cooper for 25% off your order. Literally just doing that ad read made me sleepy, so I can relate with all of these ex-feminists. Ex-feminists, that's what I'm calling them. I wanted to see if I could actually quantify these sentiments that I'm seeing in the comment sections and on TikTok, of not wanting to work. And obviously, I'm sure a lot of women these days would like not to work, but again, considering the economy, it's not really possible. However, I wanted to see what I could find, especially in terms
Nobody wants to work. You want to know that? Nobody wants to work. But at the end of the day, you have, and if before it was enough for the man only to work, now it's not even enough. You see, that is the problem. Like, she's saying because, like, women are complaining. You think, duh, nobody wants to work. I don't want to work. I would rather chill the whole time. But I'd rather struggle working and achieve something in that than not work now and then struggle by being poor and stupid for the rest of my life. That you pick your struggle, not only your success, not only the final result, but the way you're gonna struggle through it. This world is shocking me every single day.
Women staying home, and I actually found a lot. So here's an article, this is from 2021, right after COVID. 48% of women don't want to go back to work in the office full time. And this article says, a new study by PerceptXY, an employee listening and people analytics platform, found that compared to 6 months ago, 48% of women are less likely to want to return to their workplace in a full-time capacity. 62% of women were working on-site in pre-pandemic times, compared with 47% of male employees, which is just so crazy. Like, we're outnumbering men now in the workforce, and in terms of getting college degrees, the pendulum has just shifted. Like, no wonder women are burned out, because now we're literally doing more.
And they still come to home and cook and clean for the man. Guys just pushed it. They just won their lottery ticket. Now they're not working and they still get everything done in the house for them. Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely great.
more. We're dominating that space and you realize that that's not actually what you want to do. We've got a lot to roll back here. The report also highlights that over 2 million women have left the workforce entirely since the pandemic began. Quote, while it's shocking that more than 2 million women have left the workforce as a result of the pandemic,
Is it
it's
in
not
the
that
United
surprising
States?
that the majority of women looking for a hybrid
Probably,
work arrangement
yeah.
would prefer to spend fewer days in the office than their male counterparts. Caregiving responsibilities, whether for children or elderly parents, consistently falls to women. They always make it sound like that's such a bad thing. Like, oh, it falls to women. They must do this. You know that women can say no. We have autonomy.
Yeah.
Like, you can decide not to have children. You can have your brother care for your elderly parents. I'm sorry to be harsh, but you can put your parents in a nursing home if you really want to go be a girl boss
Yeah.
CEO. Have these journalists ever considered that maybe women find more fulfillment in those tasks? That they want to spend time with their children? That they would like to have a hybrid job so they can go home and take their kids to soccer or spend time with them or cook dinner for them because they love that? Maybe because we're good at that, because that's what we're actually like designed to do.
No, Brad, how could you possibly think about it? Of course this is wrong. They do not want to do that. How could this idea even come to your mind? God, you shock me every time I watch you.
Work with a lot of women, and I have never heard any of them say, oh, I have to go home and do this with my child. Oh, I have to go home and cook dinner and care for my kid and see my kid.
One guy said, I get to go to work. I get to see my children. Feel the difference?
Want to stay and keep working, but I have to go to soccer. But no, it's always this longing to go home and be with their children and see their children, counting down the hours until they can escape and go be with their kids. Granted, I work with wonderful women who aren't rabid feminists, but you get the point. There is a longing there because they're mothers. Now, another article from Forbes shares numbers similar to the above, why women are leaving the workforce, and they said that this is partially due to the great something, further the great resignation, or as many of my colleagues prefer to call it, the great reckoning, which is still taking a toll. They're also calling this the great breakup, where women employees are considering a breakup with employers. But it's not just about finding a better opportunity with a different employer, which would be better for the overall world of work, to be sure. Women are leaving. Oh my God. They're reevaluating.
Oh
They're
my
cutting
God.
back. They're breaking up with their own careers. The audacity. The study found that in the past year, 29% of women have considered reducing their hours, taking an easier job, or leaving the workforce altogether. By comparison, some 22% of men are also in that boat. But again, we're talking about less and less women the further up the ladder we go. Oh my God. I enjoyed the horror of this entire Forbes article. Like, the writer was freaking out the entire time. There was a whole graph about how there will be less female CEOs because of all this. Like, I'm sorry, Forbes writer, do you know what will happen? The world will keep spinning. If women leave the workforce in droves, the world will keep spinning. Industries will continue to grow, men will be hired, and women and families will probably be happier. It's really not the end of the world.
No.
I hope you enjoy.
Yeah, conclusion of this, women, don't go to work unless you really want this. And believe me, it's not the worst idea to never work and still be satisfied with life. This is zynoVII7. The reaction is, as usually, dropping on my YouTube channel. And yeah, I'll see you in my next reactions.